Sometimes, freedom comes with risk, and comfort can come with a cage. Today's story, The Bird in the Cage, is a gentle reminder about the importance of choice, freedom, and courage, told through the eyes of a young boy and the wisdom of an old man. Stay with us till the end. The lesson might just stay with you for life. The Bird in the Cage, Life Lesson. The balance between comfort and freedom. The late summer air was thick with the scent of pine and cut grass. In the small American town of Willow Creek, the world moved just a little slower than the rest of the country. There were no high-rises, no crowded streets, just picket fences, dusty trails, and the low hum of cicadas. That's where 13-year-old Noah spent his summers with Grandpa Ray. Grandpa Ray was a tall man, lean as the wind and quiet as the woods. His hands were rough, but his voice was smooth, like river stones tumbled over time. Noah loved those visits, days spent fishing by the lake, fixing up the old truck, and listening to Grandpa's stories from the porch swing. One morning, Noah ran inside the old house with excitement sparkling in his eyes. "Grandpa, come quick! You've got to see this!" Grandpa set his mug down and followed him outside. There, hanging by a nail from the porch beam, was a small wooden birdcage. Inside fluttered a vibrant red cardinal, its wings beating gently against the bars. "I found it near the old sycamore tree," Noah said. "It was trapped in this little cage. Someone must have abandoned it." Grandpa raised an eyebrow, walking closer. The bird stopped flapping and stared at them both with sharp, black eyes. "She's a pretty one," Grandpa said softly. "You give her a name yet?" Noah grinned. "Ruby. She looks like a ruby." The boy spent the next few days devoted to the bird. He cleaned the cage, brought it seeds and bits of apple, and hung it from the strongest tree in the yard. Every morning, he'd run outside before breakfast and whistle to her. Ruby responded with sweet chirps that made Noah's heart flutter. But something strange began to happen. Ruby chirped less each day. She stopped fluttering. She sat still most mornings, barely eating. Noah frowned as he watched her once vibrant feathers lose their shine. "Maybe she's sick," he told Grandpa at the dinner table. Grandpa Ray just nodded quietly, stroking his beard. "Maybe. Or maybe she's not meant to be in a cage." Noah looked up, confused. "But she's safe there. No foxes, no storms, no danger." "True," Grandpa said, "but she also can't fly." That night, Noah lay in bed and stared at the ceiling fan spinning above him. He thought about Ruby, about her wings, her silence, her stillness. He remembered how she used to flap at the bars the first few days, and how she'd stopped. The next morning, Grandpa was already sitting on the porch swing when Noah stepped out. He looked more serious than usual. "I ever tell you about the time I raised a hawk?" Grandpa asked. Noah shook his head. "I was your age. Found a baby hawk, wing injured, crying on the side of the road. Took him home, wrapped him up, fed him scraps, even named him Duke. Thought I'd made a friend for life. He sat on my shoulder, followed me around, but as he healed, he changed." He paused, looking out toward the horizon. "One day, I opened the barn door, and he flew. Didn't look back. At first I was hurt, angry even, but then I saw him up there, circling wide, strong and wild, and I realized I'd done right." Noah stayed silent, listening. Grandpa turned to him. Sometimes love means letting go, even when it hurts. Later that day, Noah stood under the tree with the birdcage. Ruby looked up at him, her tiny head tilting to the side. His fingers hesitated on the latch. "She might not survive out there," he said aloud. Grandpa stood behind him quietly. "Or she might live the way she was meant to." The latch clicked. The cage door swung open. Ruby sat still at first. Her tiny claws gripped the perch. Noah took a small step back. Then, with a sudden burst of movement, she fluttered forward, out of the cage, into the open air. Her wings caught the wind, and she rose higher, higher, until she disappeared into the tree canopy. Noah watched her vanish, both sadness and joy colliding in his chest. The cage swayed gently in the breeze, empty but not forgotten. Days passed. Noah still walked out to the tree each morning. No chirping, no flutter, just wind and leaves. But then, one morning near the end of summer, he heard a sound, faint and familiar. A whistle, a chirp. He looked up. There, on a branch, just above the empty cage, sat Ruby. Not in the cage, not behind bars. Free, but near. She sang a single, sweet note, and then soared off again. Grandpa smiled from the porch. Guess she remembers. Moral of the story? True love is not about keeping someone close out of fear. It's about allowing them the freedom to fly. Comfort is safe, but it can become a cage. Real growth, real life, that begins at the edge of freedom.